Hi, here is another round of boxing predictions. We are going to start in Poland this time. There is on Friday some three rather interesting heavyweight fights. First one is between Mariusz Wach and Eric Molina. Yeah, I well, Marius Wach is the taller guy, the bigger man here, of course, and he's the favorite to win this. Molina is just kind of like a journeyman more than a true contender. He has been stopped or knocked out by Joshua in 3 rounds only, and by Wilder in 9. And yeah, he was also stopped by Dominic Brazil in his last fight. So his greatest victory, I guess, was against faded Thomas Adamek. He knocked him out in the 10th round. While Wach is coming off, he beat Erkan Teper last year on points, and then he was injured against Jarrell Miller, so he lost. He had to give up officially by TKO in the 9th round. But Wach is, of course, a very tough guy. He doesn't get stopped. I mean, you saw the fight against Klitschko. He took so many punches that it was really amazing. So Wach, I think, will win this on either points or some kind of later stoppage between rounds 8 and 12. I don't know how many rounds this is for, really. So anyway, Wach is a favorite to win, of course, against Molina. And then there's another interesting fight between Izuagbe Ugonov, who was only defeated by Brazil so far, and Fred Cassi, who is kind of, already kind of damaged goods. Well, Ugonov, of course, is the favorite here. He is a puncher. He is actually born in Poland, even though he is of Nigerian origin. I was a little bit surprised when he lost to Brazil like that in 5 rounds, even though he knocked down Brazil once. He's a tall guy, 6'5", and while Cassie is actually only 6 feet tall. Ugonov also has a reach of 84 inches, almost 10 inches more than Cassie. So this looks very bad on paper for Cassie. I think Ugonov will probably win in a blowout, like a knockout in 3 rounds or something like that. He has already scored a few early stoppages in 1 and 2 rounds. So I don't think this guy Cassie will last more than 3 or maybe 4 rounds. He may be a tough guy. He has gone the distance against the Dominic Brazil, but he was knocked out by Amir Mansour and stopped by Jarrell Miller. So this will last 3 or 4, maybe 5 rounds. But anyway, the most likely outcome is that Ugonov wins by a knockout. Yes. And then there's the third heavyweight fight on the same card. It's Artur Szpilka, another Polish heavyweight who hasn't quite, performed as expected earlier. He was first stopped by Brian Jennings in 2014, then by Deontay Wilder in 2016, and then finally by another Pole, Adam Kovnatski, in last year. So, but he's fighting the very, very worn down Dominic Guinn, who is 43 now actually. And Guinn, he hasn't won a relevant fight in ages, like really, really long ago. So, but he's a tough guy, really. He hasn't been stopped yet in 11 defeats. So I don't think Szpilka will be the one to do it. Maybe, but he does have power, but he's just not so good, he lacks. I could see that when he fought Mike Molo in 2013, he was down twice, and Molo was just, he's solid, but he's never been that great. So Szpilka, he lacks some fundamentals, and he's rather slow. So, but he will get the decision over Dominic Guinn for sure at home in Poland. So that was that card. Okay, then we go to the main one in Tokyo. Yeah. Well, there is a fight for the WBC light flyweight title between Ken Shiro and Ganigan Lopez. I don't really know these fighters, but Ken Shiro seems to be, he is the champion, so he is the favorite here. Ganigan Lopez is more like a tough guy that has fought for a world title, but he hasn't really done anything of note except for that. They have already fought once, and Kenshiro won, of course, last year. It was a majority decision. Well, I guess it will go the distance this time as well. Yeah, I think Kenshiro will win on points this time. And then the main fight, the big fight, is between Jamie McDonnell and Naoya Inoue. It's a WBA bantamweight title fight. McDonnell is the defending champion, isn't he? Yeah, he is. So McDonnell has now been a champion for 4 years, actually, almost. Yeah, which is pretty long, for a British fighter. Let's put it that way. He's made 6 defenses. He's a very good fighter. I mean, one of the best British fighters today, surely. A technical fighter, very good boxer. I think the most surprising thing is that he beat Tomoki Kameda twice, that I didn't really expect. So, but here he is up against a really, formidable opponent. Inoue, he's a whirlwind, a machine, a monster. He has only been, since becoming the world champion he has only won one fight on points, and that was in 2016 against David Carmona, and the rest was all by knockouts. So that's the proof how formidable he is as offensive fighter. So this is the classic, boxer versus offensive fighter and puncher. Even though Inoue also can box, but he's more like the Manny Pacquiao style fighter, I guess. Yeah, well, this is in Japan, and it's gonna be really hard for McDonnell to win this. I can see him making it, close and hard for Inoue, but winning that, I don't think so. No, that's gonna be too hard. So yeah, so I think maybe it can go the distance, but Inoue is going to come out as the new champion. I mean, unless something really, really surprising should happen. Well, McDonnell is not that kind of puncher. He's not really a puncher. He's just a good hitter, I guess, and he can score a stoppage if he, lands a lot of clean shots on someone, but otherwise he's not really, or against someone who has a weak chin, but is not that kind of fighter. So it's pretty much given. The result is already given. I think will probably wear out McDonnell and stop him in the 10th round or something, 9th, 10th round, most likely. Yeah. So that was all for this weekend. There weren't that many fights, but that's how it is. So I hope you kind of enjoyed this, or and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.